What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the bakery. Muffin Man checking in here with another new YouTube video for you guys. On today's video, I'm going to show you how I make my signature steel rose. So let's round up the materials and let's hop to it. Okay, so I've gone ahead and gathered up the materials we're going to need to make our rose. Up first, I got a 3/8 bolt from the inside of a wire reel. Then I got three just carpenter's nails. They're about 3 inches long. Then I have one number 8 machine screw, and I have one number 8 nut. And I got just an old sheet of 22 gauge sheet steel. This is going to be our rose petals and our stem leaves and blossom leaves. But up first, the stem itself is going to be about 13 or 14 inches long. So we're going to get this cut down, cleaned up. We're going to fire up the forge, and I'm going to get this to have like a nice natural flex and sort of sway to it, random directions that a natural rose plant would have. So let's fire up the forge and get started. Okay, so while the forge is heating up, I've gone ahead and set up my 2-prong jig and the vise. Just a couple pieces of rebar, 6 inches long or so, just spread out however far apart you feel like it. And really all I'm going to do is once our stem is up to just glowing temperature, I'm going to take it and weave it through this just sort of randomly, and it's going to really give a nice natural wave or just, I guess, posture to our stem. And that's going to start us off on the right foot. As you can see, it's nothing too crazy, but it does just sort of give us more of a textured look to our stem. It makes it look a little bit more authentic, which is kind of what I'm all about. So while this is cooling down, we're gonna start cutting our other pieces to shape. Okay, so I've gone ahead and traced out our sheet with the shapes that we're gonna need. Up first, I went ahead and just roughly drew some sort of leaf shapes that are gonna represent our stem leaves and our blossom leaves. These will just get cut to shape and they'll get textured later on. And then I've also gone ahead and traced out our main rose petals. They might not look like much right now, but I just went ahead and took a 1.5 inch pipe coupler and just traced these out in those necessary shapes. We're going to cut these out, clean those up, and drill through the center of each of these. So still a lot of prep work left to do, but it'll start to look like something. So let's get this cut out. Okay, so here's a look at all of our pieces cleaned up fresh off the grinder. They're shaped and everything's ready for final assembly now. We have our sort of natural looking stem here. The 3 carpenter's nails I've cut down to about 1 inch long. These are going to be our thorns along the stem here. And I have just our stem leaves and our blossom leaves. These actually still need to just be textured, so we'll get into that next. And these are our rose petals. These are kind of the shape you want. You want sort of like a balloony bow tie shape. I have 5 here. You can get away with anywhere from, I'd say, 4 to really 6 would kind of be too much. So we're gonna texture those leaves now, and then we'll get to final assembly. Okay, so for our leaf texture, I have a 2.5 pound hammer here, and I have a flat face chisel punch. Just gonna one at a time throw them on this 2x4 here, and I'm gonna punch in just a simple little pattern that's really gonna make some texture pop in these, and they're really gonna look like leaves once I'm done. So this is a bit of a tedious process. Let's get hammering. Alright, so we're just about ready for final assembly here. I went ahead and welded up our number 8 machine screw to the top of our rose stem. And from here, we're just going to take our rose petals and we're just going to start stacking them on here. I like to stagger them. It helps create a real nice look to the blossom. So we're just going to kind of alternate the direction in which these go. And then we're going to take our nut and we're going to screw this on down. Okay, once it's screwed down, I just go ahead and cut off the excess thread on that number 8 machine screw. And then I tack that nut down in place. So this is how we're looking here. Just we're ready to flip up these rose petals. Alright, we're all flipped up. Really starting to take some shape here. And now we're into final assembly. Gonna get all these blossom leaves around the bottom of the rose petals, and then finish up the stem, and we'll see where we're at. Alright, we're all buttoned up here. This is what we should look like. We're about 98% done. I just like to take the torch and blue up the whole thing, and we'll get it clear coated, and she's ready to be shipped out. Alright everybody, that's another project buttoned up. I hope I gave you a good walkthrough on how I make my steel roses. Maybe you want to attempt it yourself, and if you don't feel like attempting it yourself, you can always order one from me. Be sure to like and comment on this video. Tell your friends to subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. I hope I'm doing a good job for you. And check out any of my other platforms and see what kind of great stuff I'm making next.